Doubt that every student is unique and every student deserves to be recognized and esteemed. And I appreciate that. I believe that that is actually God's will. But I also believe that it is not His will when we turn our focus from the individual student to sexual behavior. And this is something that the Minnesota State Legislature had to face also back in 1993 when they developed their law for the protection, the protected status of homosexuals. They could not conscientiously endorse the homosexual lifestyle, but they wanted to still give protection to the homosexuals, which they did. And we're not talking now about an individual, we're talking about a lifestyle that's based totally on a person's choice for what gender he or she is going to have sexual intimacy with.
When I attended school in Anoka, Christmas was recognized as a legitimate holiday. Christmas since has been removed from our schools because some individuals with personal or religious beliefs were offended. Today you are posturing to honor, celebrate, and affirm the LGBT community, even though the personal or religious beliefs of others would still be offended.
How can an educational institution possibly foster diversity, honor all voices, cultivate critical thinking, advance intellectual exploration, and challenge assumptions on this most controversial cultural issue if liberal assumptions on the nature and morality of volitional homosexual practice are mandated and all dissenting views are censored?
These people don't bring the broad spectrum, they bring gays and lesbians 90% of the time. If we're going to honor these people, then we need to honor everybody. Anti-bullying is about everybody. So, these displays that they have, very cute. But Christians, will they be able to use the displays for Christmas with Mary, Jesus, and Joseph? Easter, will they be able to put up a cross with Jesus on the cross? And that's just the Christians. What about the Jewish people? What about the people? And that list goes on and on.
And in the school district, as in our society, we do have a diversity of families, yet not all kinds of family structures should be honored and celebrated, since not all family arrangements are created equal. Excuse me. Some parents have a spouse in prison or are involved with drugs. Other family lifestyles include 2 moms, 2 dads, polygamous, multiple parents, and live-in partners. These are not the best arrangements for children.
The LGBT grouping at best only represents less than 5%, but in reality closer to 2% of the community. But considering this, according to Pew Research, 78.4% of Americans consider themselves Christians, but we cannot even speak of Christmas or Easter in the school system. Even more shocking is the fact that the LGBT group is almost entirely focused on issues related to sexuality and sexual preference, and potentially dangerous topic given the fact that we are out to protect our youth. Is this wise? When all is said and done, this recommendation is actually nothing more than a thinly disguised and unnecessary exaltation of the LGBT concept. Indeed, we can accept LGBT community, but that does not mean that we need to celebrate, affirm, and rejoice at what many of us believe are choices. This recommendation thus discriminates against many of us who fear that the implementation of this recommendation will actually threaten the lifestyles and parenting choices of those who disagree with their ideas.
Recommendation 3 also fails to acknowledge that religious and moral objections to sanctioning LGBT behavior are held by many of your students and a significant proportion of the community. So I simply ask you to vote against that recommendation.
And I don't believe in having a diverse morality in our school district, and it would do that. I am a Catholic, and there are quite a percentage of Catholics in the district. I have grandsons who are growing up in the district. And as Catholics, we are taught that it's against our moral code to do certain things in a sexual manner. And I think the school is not the place to express ourselves sexually. And I believe that endorsing the LGBT is an endorsement of a moral diversity that's going to cause conflicts with those students who are being taught by their families and by their churches that you subscribe to a certain moral code because that's how God designed us. So I
considered coercion on the part of Anoka Hennepin School District to ask teachers and students to honor and celebrate the LGBT lifestyle when it is against their religious and family beliefs.